New Google Gemini robot update is insane. Google just dropped something wild. It gave robots a brain upgrade, not just any upgrade. This one lets robots actually think about the real world, see things, count things, read things, and the robot dog from Boston Dynamics is already using it. This is Gemini Robotics ER 1.6, and it changes everything. Okay, so let me break this down for you in simple terms. Google DeepMind just released a new AI model. It's called Gemini Robotics ER 1.6. The ER stands for embodied reasoning, fancy name. What it actually means is this: built an AI that helps robots understand the physical world around them and just look at stuff. Actually understand it. Think about it like this. Before this update, robots could see a door. Well, that's about it. With this new model, a robot doesn't just see the door, figures out if the door is locked, estimates how heavy it is, looks for other ways around, adjusts based on what's happening right now. That's a massive difference, and here's why you should care even if you don't build robots. Stick around because this one is big, because this is the same AI company that makes Gemini. The same AI you can use right now in Google AI Studio. The same AI that powers tools you and I use every single day. When Google makes their AI smarter at understanding the physical world, that intelligence trickles down into everything else they build. Let me get into the actual features because they're wild. The first big upgrade is something called spatial pointing. I know that sounds boring. Listen, this is how a robot figures out where things are and what they are. The old model, ER 1.5, was honestly pretty bad at this. They tested it by putting a bunch of tools on a table: hammers, scissors, paintbrushes, pliers. Simple stuff, right? The old model couldn't even count them right. It said there were the wrong number of hammers, missed the scissors completely. Here's the best part: hallucinated a wheelbarrow. There was no wheelbarrow. The AI just made one up. Sound familiar? That's the same problem we deal with in text AI all the time. But when a robot hallucinates an object that isn't there, that's not just annoying. It's dangerous. The new ER 1.6 model got every single count right: every hammer, every pair of pliers, every paintbrush. And when they asked it to find a wheelbarrow that wasn't there, it correctly said, nope, don't see one. That's huge. A robot that knows what it doesn't know is way more useful than a robot that makes stuff up. And that's exactly what we focus on inside the AI Profit Boardroom. Learning how to use cutting-edge AI tools like Google Gemini to automate your workflows, get more customers, and save hundreds of hours every month. Here's where it gets really interesting, and this is the part that actually blew my mind. The second big upgrade is success detection. What does that mean? It means the robot can now tell when it's actually finished a task. Think about that for a second. For this, a robot would try to do something and it basically had to guess whether it worked or not. Did I pick up the pen? Did I put it in the right spot? I don't know. Let me just move on. It's terrible. Imagine if you hired someone and they just did tasks but never checked if they actually completed them. You'd fire them immediately. Now, this AI can look at something from multiple cameras at the same time: overhead camera, wrist camera, side camera, combines all those views and says, yes, the task is done. No, I need to try again. That's real autonomy. That's a robot that can work by itself without someone standing over it. But the third feature, this is the one that's already being used in the real world right now. It's the one I'm most excited about: instrument reading. Stay with me here. This came from Google's partnership with Boston Dynamics. You know them. Make Spot, that robot dog that walks around and does inspections. Boston Dynamics came to Google and said, hey, we need our robots to be able to read gauges: pressure gauges, thermometers, chemical sight glasses, all the stuff you find in factories, oil refineries, data centers, chemical plants. Right now, in most of these places, they pay actual humans to walk around and read these gauges every single day, sometimes multiple times a day. It's boring, it's expensive, and honestly, humans miss stuff. So Google built this feature into ER 1.6, and the results are absolutely insane. Here are the numbers. The old model, ER 1.5, could only read instruments correctly 23% of the time. That's terrible. Less than 1 in 4. You can't use that. Gemini 3.0 Flash, which is a general purpose model, got 67%. But still not reliable enough. The new ER 1.6 hit 86%. Now we're talking. Then they turned on something called agentic vision, which basically means the AI can zoom in, look closer, run calculations, and double check its own work. With agentic vision turned on, ER 1.6 hit 93% accuracy, 93%. Reading complex industrial instruments, that's better than a lot of humans. And it never gets tired, never calls in sick, never misreads a gauge because it's been walking around a factory for 8 hours. Here's the part that ties this all together and makes it real. Boston Dynamics already integrated this into their product. It's called Orbit AV Learning, and it went live for all their customers on April 8th. That was a week ago. This isn't a demo. This isn't a research paper. This is happening right now in actual facilities around the world. Spot the robot dog is walking around industrial sites, reading pressure gauges, checking for liquid spills, counting pallets, doing safety compliance checks autonomously, powered by this new Gemini model. Here's what Marco Da Silva, the VP and General Manager of Spot at Boston Dynamics, said about it. He said these new capabilities will let Spot see, understand, and react to real world challenges completely on its own. Think about what that means for your business. Because here's the thing, you might not be running an oil refinery. The same AI that powers this robot dog is the same AI ecosystem you can tap into through Google AI Studio and the Gemini API right now. Spatial reasoning, the visual understanding, the ability to look at images and actually understand what's in them. That's available to you today. Let me talk about why I think this matters so much for where AI is going. Google is doing something different from everyone else in robotics. As companies are trying to build bigger models or data or computing power, Google's approach is different. They're making the AI smarter at reasoning, not just faster at processing, and that's a really important difference. It's like the difference between hiring someone who can type really fast versus hiring someone who actually thinks before they type. Speed is great, but thinking is what gets the job done, right? And this matters for all of us who use AI tools every day. Because the better these models get at understanding the physical world, the better they get at understanding everything. Images, your documents, your screenshots, workspace, everything. Let me talk about the safety side of this because Google made a big deal about it and honestly they should have. 1.6 is their safest robotics model ever. When you're talking about robots that move around in the real world, safety isn't optional. It's everything. They tested this model on tasks based on real life injury reports. Real situations where robots or machines actually hurt people, and the ER 1.6 model outperformed the baseline Gemini 3.0 Flash model by 6% on text-based safety scenarios and 10% on video-based ones. It also makes better decisions about physical limits. If a robot's gripper can't handle a certain material, the AI knows not to try to pick it up. If something is too heavy or too fragile, it flags it. That sounds simple, but the old models didn't do this well at all. If you're watching this and thinking, okay, Julian, this is cool, but how does any of this help me grow my business? Great question. It's the truth. AI automation isn't just about chatbots and text generation anymore. We're entering the era of physical AI, where AI models understand the real world, products, your warehouse, your office, your operations. Businesses that get ahead of this curve right now are going to have a massive advantage. Okay, let me keep going because there's more. One thing that really stands out about this update is that it's available to developers right now through the Gemini API and Google AI Studio. Google even released a developer collab notebook with examples of how to set it up and prompt the model for different robotics tasks. So if you're a developer or you have a developer on your team, you can start building with this today. The model works as what Google calls a high-level reasoning brain for robots. Think of it as the decision maker. It breaks down complex tasks into steps. It uses tools like Google Search to find information it needs. It calls other AI models to handle specific actions. And it monitors whether things are going right or wrong in real time. This is basically what a good manager does right. Breaks the job into pieces, assigns tasks, checks the work, adjusts when something goes wrong, except this manager never sleeps and can process multiple camera feeds at once.